What is the best solution for breast tenderness in perimenopause? What causes breast tenderness when it happens during perimenopause? What does it mean? And what can you do to get relief naturally? That's what we're covering in today's blog post and video. I'm Dana Lavoie, an acupuncturist and herbalist. I help women feel amazing during and after menopause using customized herbal remedies supported by the best diet and lifestyle for their hormones over at danalavoielac.com. So what causes perimenopausal breast tenderness? Well, in Chinese medicine, pain is always caused by stagnation. This just means something is stuck and not flowing freely in the area where you're having the pain. What causes this to happen in the breast area during perimenopause? Often it's related to estrogen dominance. Now, this blog is part of a series on symptoms related to estrogen dominance and perimenopause because this estrogen dominance is one of the possible causes of breast tenderness during any part of the menopausal transition. And I'm going to put a link to the introductory post on what estrogen dominance is and how it relates to menopause. So most sources will tell you that breast pain during menopause is due to the hormonal fluctuations that are happening. And this is true, but most often it happens when the particular fluctuations are leading to estrogen being too high relative to progesterone, which is estrogen dominance. And what this creates is this puffy, bloated, stuck energy, right? It's a very bloated feeling. And when the stuck energy gets stuck in the breast area, it can cause breast tenderness. And if it stays stuck for too long, it can progress into fibrocystic breasts, and estrogen dominance has even been linked with breast cancer. So the key is to get things moving freely again to relieve the pain and to prevent any future complications. Now, heat and inflammation are another possible cause of breast tenderness. If your whole body is in a hot, acidic, inflamed state, everything gets more stuck or stagnant. That happens more easily. It's harder for all your energies and fluids to move around freely, and this can increase breast tenderness. Inflammation is the cause of many diseases and discomforts. So working with diet, lifestyle, herbs, and supplements to keep inflammation levels down to a healthy level is more important than ever during menopause. It can help not only with breast tenderness, but also with hot flashes and weight gain too. So to sum up briefly, this first part of the video, estrogen dominance is common during menopause when progesterone levels drop too low, and it's a common cause of breast tenderness. Increased inflammation can also make breast tenderness worse. So what is the solution to perimenopause and breast pain? 1, get things unstuck and moving for quick relief. 2, get rid of the cause of the stagnation. So whether it is imbalanced hormones like estrogen dominance, low hormone levels like progesterone dropping too low, or inflammation and heat that's causing the pain in the first place, figure that out and address that. And then the breast tenderness is really going to resolve. So for the solution part 1, I want to give you some tips on how to do both of those things. For part 1, relieve the stagnation as quickly as possible. Get moving. Remember, I said this pain was due to things being stuck. You want to help your body move things around better. So you getting moving with some exercise and doing some manual breast massage can really help. So, like I said, things that are stuck hurt, get them moving. So if you're sitting a lot like me at work, what you want to do is start setting a timer, get up and move around every 30 minutes. All you need to do is take 5 deep breaths, march in place, lifting your knees, and circle your arms a few times. Or if you want to get fancy, do a warrior 2 yoga pose or a sun salutation. Or the absolute best thing is to walk or bounce on a rebounder, which is a mini trampoline. This is really helpful for getting like lymph and fluids flowing throughout your body, which is very good for the breast tissue. In addition, I recommend practicing a gentle breast massage a few times per week. You want to use some oil when you're doing this, and as a bonus, you can add a couple of drops of frankincense essential oil to your hands with the oil or soap or whatever you're using when you're doing your massage. And if you're watching this video on my blog, I'm including links to 2 different resources that give you instruction on how to do a simple breast massage. So this helps to just really get things moving in that local area to help with that stagnation. Now, Part two of the solution is get to the root cause of your breast tenderness and stagnation, right? So likely you want to rebalance your estrogen and progesterone ratio and decrease heat and inflammation in the body. And here are some ways you can do that. You want to heal your gut and eat an anti-inflammatory diet, because an unhealthy, imbalanced, or leaky gut can be a huge source of inflammation in the body. So if you have any symptoms of a weak digestion, like bloating, indigestion, GERD, food sensitivities, constipation, loose stool, fatigue, or even unexplained mood or memory issues, or any other chronic health issues you can't find the cause of, consider you may have an unhealthy gut. So to deal with this, to cut down on the gut as a source of inflammation, you want to avoid foods that trigger your food sensitivities. Use something like an elimination diet to figure out what those are. The Whole30 is a really great one to start with. Heal your gut with things like fermented vegetables, kefir, probiotics, digestive enzymes, and collagen-rich meat, bone, or vegetable broths. And I'm going to put a link, again, if you're watching this on my blog, to a blog that I'm doing as part of this series on helping to heal your gut using broths, and how to make a bone healing broth. And also you want to support your liver function, right? And estrogen detoxification. So the liver and the bowel movements work together and are key for good estrogen detoxification. So remember, to rebalance the estrogen-progesterone ratio, we tend to need more progesterone and maybe a little bit less estrogen. So we want to make sure estrogen detoxification pathways are flowing freely. So to help with this, you want to support your liver. You can do this by eating enough vegetables, plus plenty of dark green leafy vegetables like kale, collards, and chard, plenty of cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, and bitter greens like arugula, dandelion, parsley, cilantro, plus sprouts like broccoli sprouts, if you can get them, are especially helpful. So these foods are all rich in micronutrients that help the liver with detoxification. And getting enough vegetables will also provide the fiber needed for really great bowel movements. And it's that combination that helps with the estrogen balance. In addition, you can try having 8 to 12 ounces of warm water with the juice of half a lemon first thing in the morning to support your liver. And you can also support progesterone levels by managing stress with deep breathing and meditation. Though, of course, we're going to talk in a minute about the more powerful ways to make sure your progesterone levels are not dropping too low, because that's really important. We're going to get to that in a minute. But managing stress is really important for your body being able to keep your progesterone levels from continually falling. So, all during menopause, starting at the very beginning of perimenopause, you will feel better and have less symptoms if you help your body keep those progesterone levels from falling too much. And it is especially important for avoiding estrogen dominance and all the symptoms that can come from that. So one of the ways we lose progesterone is being stressed too much of the time. And it's like a hole in your progesterone bucket. You're filling up the bucket and then the progesterone is just leaking out as fast as you can make it if you're very stressed out. So start managing stress with just a few minutes a day of deep breathing or meditation. You also want to avoid hormone disrupting chemicals. We're talking xenoestrogens. They are things that confuse the body's ability to handle estrogen efficiently, and they can be a real wrench in the works when it comes to getting estrogen balanced. And I'm also going to be doing a blog in this series where I go into detail on the most common hormone disruptors that you are likely to find in your everyday life. So, to help rebalance or prevent estrogen dominance and breast tenderness during or after perimenopause or menopause, help your body to detoxify estrogen and build progesterone efficiently. Now, what I'm going to do in this series of blogs on menopausal symptoms due to estrogen dominance, because it can be a bit overwhelming. Like I just listed all these things you can do. That's a bit overwhelming. So what I'm going to do is in each one, I'm going to give you a specific action step. Just focus on this one thing. Each one is going to be one of the most important changes you can make for shifting the entire balance of estrogen and progesterone in your body. Without these things in place, these are the foundational underlying strategies you want to put in place first. Without these foundational strategies in place, none of the other stuff that you do will work very well. Taking specific supplements and all this and that. It's like trying to paint the windows of a house when you forgot to give the house a foundation. So your action step for this video is to eat enough vegetables. And here are some tips on how to do it. For 5 days, I want you to keep track of what percentage of your total food intake is vegetables. So every time you eat, write down the percentage or draw a little pie chart, like you can draw a picture of your plate. How big of a slice of that pie was made up of vegetables? And at the end of 5 days, I want you to average out everything that you wrote down. How much of your total diet, it doesn't matter how much or little you eat, what percentage of it were vegetables? If it's less than 1/3, I want you to start eating more vegetables. Now, of course, check with your doctor before making any major dietary changes, but for most women, this is a healthy thing to do. And part of that third, especially if you're going between 1/3 and 1/2, can be fruit, but please make sure the majority of it is vegetables. Now, you will find some of my favorite tricks for including more vegetables in your diet quickly and easily on my blog. I have a blog post on specifically getting more vegetables in your diet, and you also want to download my free hormonal balancing hidden vegetable smoothie recipe. It is one of the easiest ways to get lots of extra servings of vegetables every day. Vegetables are cooling, moistening foods. If you have enough of them in your body, it not only helps with the estrogen detoxification and liver function and bowel movements, it actually can tip your body over. It can give your body the chance to change from a hot, acidic, inflamed state into a cool, alkaline, anti-inflammatory state. This is an incredible shift for your overall health. Vegetables also provide those micronutrients and fiber, like I said, necessary for estrogen detoxification through the liver and bowel movements. Then, this is some specific strategies. Since all this is happening because of perimenopause and menopause, or even low hormone levels post-menopause, don't forget that even with a hormone-friendly diet and lifestyle, you need to specifically address the root cause of all this happening, which is your hormone levels dropping. There is no substitute for remedies that are directly targeted at helping your body rebalance your hormones at a particular moment in time. Because as you go through the menopausal transition and the postmenopausal years, the specific support that your hormones need is going to change. The best way to do this naturally is with customized herbal remedies. I've never seen anything else that come close. The herbs will take everything you're doing to care for your hormones with your diet and your lifestyle and all your healthy habits and amplify the results you get from all that by 100, right? When you add in that hormonal support, everything starts to work so much better. So to truly feel the power of the customized herbal remedies that change with your hormones over time, use the link that I'm including to learn more about my online program on herbs for menopause and postmenopause. There's nothing quite like it, so be sure to check it out and get on the wait list for the next time the course opens for enrollment. It just happens a few times a year, and it is life-changing. So I'm Dana Lavoie, an acupuncturist and herbalist. I help women feel amazing during and after menopause using natural remedies over at danalavoielac.com. Be sure and check out that herbs course because it's so unique, but there are also lots of free resources that are waiting for you right now to help you get started balancing those hormones and feeling better naturally. And of course, I would love to hear from you. So please put your question or comment in the comment section below this video, and I will answer. I can't wait to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.